evening and welcome. My name is Debbie Cooper and I'm the clerk recorder for Contra Costa County. Tonight we're hosting a live forum for the first time to answer questions that you may have about the upcoming November 3rd election. We want to make voting this election as easy and secure as possible. We want you to be sure your ballot is counted and that your voice is heard. So our team tonight includes Val Hanfield, the Deputy County Clerk Recorder, Aaron Mendez, Outreach Coordinator, Rosa Mena, Elections Processing Supervisor, Karen Tedford, our Civic Outreach and Engagement Assistant, David Green, the Adult Services Specialist for Contra Costa Library, and some representatives from our community partners. We're producing this as part of a grant we received from the Center for Tech and Civic Life. This presentation is live on Contra Costa Television and is also streaming live on the Contra Costa Television YouTube channel. To get in touch with us to ask a question or make a comment, you can call us directly at 925-313-1170 or leave a comment on our YouTube channel. We plan to work our way through some frequently asked questions, and we'll answer your calls and YouTube comments as they come in. We're inviting questions in Spanish, and we have Aaron and Rosa here available to answer them. We have several election-related videos that may answer many of your questions. If you request to play one of the videos, we'll include them in this presentation. Most are only a minute or two long. Some of these videos are your voting options, what happens to my ballot after I vote, your vote counts, health and safety while voting, and what happens on election day. So while you're sending in your questions to us, I'd like to start with a short demonstration on how to find information on our website. Erin Mendez, our outreach coordinator, will share her screen now and give you a firsthand look at navigating our website and where to find information about your ballot. Take it away, Erin.
I want to show everyone here in Contra Costa County our website, which is cocovote.us, and I want to direct people to this as your source of official and up-to-date information. When you get to this website, you're going to be able to see that we have it laid out in an easy way to navigate. The best way for you to find out your specific voter information will be to click on this icon that says My Voting Information. You can look up your polling place. You can look up the sample ballot. You can look up your what's going to be actually on your ballot and the status of it. So I'm just going to put an address here just to demonstrate very quickly. And what we're going to do is you put in your address or your name and your zip code. This is one way to look for it. And you're going to be able to get to this page that tells you where your polling place is, a map of it. You're also going to see what's on your ballot. So this is what it's called a sample ballot. It's actually the contest for the precinct where you live. And when you click on the links, it takes you a little further with more of the information about the particular candidates. So this is a really helpful tool to become very familiar with. This is especially important for someone who may have missed the voter registration deadline and is trying to get ready to register and vote in person. And this is a way for them to grab the information very, very quickly. So one other thing that I'll showcase here from cocovote.us is you have the list of regional early voting locations. We'll get to that a little bit further. This is the locations where you can, they're basically a satellite, an extension of our office, and they will be open Friday, October 30th, Saturday, October 31st, and Monday, November 1st. And this is where a person can also drop off their ballot. They can register and vote in person at the same time. We have a list of our official 37 drop-off locations here throughout the county, very quickly to be able to access it. We have our list of polling places here in Contra Costa County as well. So It's really easy to find there. And one additional resource, especially for the communities that may where English is their second language or they're not as comfortable with English, we have some alternate languages available here for to view and guide themselves through the ballot. We have, I'll show you. So the official ballot is in English, Spanish, and Chinese. Then at the polling places or the voting sites, we're going to have a ballot marking device, which allows a person to use the tablet to see their ballot in Korean, Tagalog, and Vietnamese. Apart from that, we have something called a ballot translation guide, and it's in the following languages: Hindi, Laotian, Nepali, Punjabi, Tamil, and Telugu. And what the way this works is you are comparing the content of your ballot and guiding yourself. So the instructions are in that language, and you're able to see the guide. So it's very helpful for somebody whose first language, like I said, or a preferred language or comfort level may not English is not their strong suit. So it has all the instructions, how to use it, and once you get to the page, you're going to see it looks just like your ballot. It has the contest and the header and the translation right there to be able to guide you. It's really simple to use. And these are available at every in-person voting location in Contra Costa County. So this is a quick synopsis of our website. And then, of course, the election results will be there after election night after 8 p.m. That's what I have for you guys right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Erin. So do we have calls available?
Hello, this is Susan Requa with the League of Women Voters, Diablo Valley, and I'm calling in response to the program on Tuesday evening with a question that basically we still hear coming up about the safety of standing in line to vote on Tuesday. Seems to be mostly about Tuesday, that there is some concern about harassment. And so if we could answer that question about security of voting on November 3rd, I think that would be very helpful. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Susan. Erin?
Yes, thank you, Susan, for the question. And overall, the safety of our voters and poll workers is number one here in Contra Costa County. This is one of the main reasons why we mailed every registered voter a vote-by-mail ballot in general as a safety precaution, specifically because of COVID-19. That was a big, steering of that decision to make sure that every voter has their ballot and an option to return it in a safe way. So the drop-off boxes will probably be the best option. If somebody needs to stand in line at the polling place or early vote site, we're going to have the ballot collection bag very close to the entrance. So it will be a very easy transaction, and hopefully people are not having to stand in line for very long. If any type of intimidation, whatever it might be, that may happen at a polling place, there's a law, it's called the electioneering, rules. A person, campaigns, anyone cannot be interacting with voters or creating any kind of voter intimidation of any type, and they have to stay away. And the marker is 100 feet from the voting area. That's what the law requires. If for some reason somebody doesn't follow that, you're able to come to the you can ask, for them to, you're not interested in what they have to say. You could also, get some help. We have poll workers and staff that's going to be monitoring the front of the entrances. For any reason you feel unsafe, we would have you, you can call your local police department, or come and report that. If you want to go back to your car, call our office. But we want to make sure that people just vote their ballot from home and be able to return it and minimize the contact overall and avoid any issues at the polls.
Okay, thank you, Erin. So I also, besides electioneering, I really want to let everyone know that observers are welcome. We welcome anyone to come and watch our processes. We're committed to an open, transparent process. I do want to say that because of COVID, we are limiting the number of people that are in our polling places. So it could be that voting's our priority. And if we have so many voters, we're going to perhaps ask our observers to take turns or something like that so that we can maximize the number of people that can vote at our polling places. So I understand we have another call.
My question is, what is going to happen to my Social Security that I live on if Biden wins versus if Trump wins? I've worked all my life. I'm 70 years old. I work 48 years straight and live on Social Security. So I'm hearing all these horrible stories, and I would like to know what is going to happen with Social Security. Thank you.
David?
Yeah, sure. This is a really great question. Looking up information is generally really difficult online, and I can help you make it a little bit easier to find good information. So just type in what your search question is. You look for, say, the candidate plus whatever their Social Security plan is, and you can, from the list of results, either if you know that there's a trusted website, you can click on that. If you're not sure if your site is trusted, you can type in the site's name plus media bias at the end. That can let you know whether a site skews left, skews right, and you can get more accurate information based on, the candidate. So if it's a conservative candidate, go to a right-leaning site, you'll get positive stuff. Same thing on the left. So I'd recommend checking out Market Watch. Skews a little bit to the right. These are financial sites. They give you good information on this. And if you go to, say, Motley Fool on the left or Investopedia somewhere right down the middle, any of these sites can give you information you're looking for on either of these candidates' plans.
Okay, thanks, David. So do we have more calls available? Okay, so while we are waiting for someone to call in, I do have some updated information for everyone, hot off the press. So we now have 703,021 registered voters in Contra Costa. This is the first time in history we've gone over 700,000. We're quite proud of that. And I'm very proud of our voters. We've received in-house today over 340,000 ballots, which is also a record. So we have about 48% of the ballots already in-house. We think we're going to go over 50% tomorrow. So we are on our way to perhaps setting a record for the highest turnout ever. We're up against 2008 when our turnout was just over 86%. So some of the other frequently asked questions that we get often is the most recent one is about stories about fake ballot drop boxes. So I just want people to know that we have 37 official drop boxes. They're painted white. They have the county seal on them. They're bolted to the ground. We empty them once a day with 2 staff members. And if anyone has any questions, please call our office or reach out to someone for more information. Now, another question that comes up is information about your voting options. And we've got a video actually we'd like to show you. It's could someone cue up video number 17? So this video is about your voting options, the things that Contra Costa has available to voters.
People have options in Contra Costa County. There are 3 main options. One is they can vote by mail. Everybody in Contra Costa County received a vote by mail ballot this year, and they can vote that by mail and put it in the post office drop box, put it in their neighborhood box. They can also drop it in one of our 37 drop boxes located in community centers around the county. The third option is they can do it in person. They can drop it off in person, or they can vote in person at one of our either 17 regional voting sites that open 4 days before Election Day, or one of the polling places. In doing vote by mail, you can sit at home in the comfort of your home with your family, involve your kids in the process, and vote that ballot. You have your I voted sticker is right there on your ballot. You can wear it. You can talk to your kids about how you're so proud to have that sticker, and you may even want to save that sticker for Election Day and wear it to work or to school. But make it a family affair and explain to your kids why voting is important. In Contra Costa County, we encourage voters to vote by mail. Drop that ballot in your mail in a local post office box or at one of our drop boxes. Vote by mail, it's safe and secure, and vote early.
For more information, visit cocovote.us.
Thank you, Val. So another thing that has come up is safety and security at our polling places, which includes our COVID protocols that we're putting in place. So if we could cue up video number 11, which is something that Rosa did for us on the health and security at the polling places.
We've taken every measure we can. We want people out there to be safe, voters to be safe. We want all of our staff, everybody who's out there on the field to be safe. So it starts by when you walk into your polling place, there's going to be a sanitation table, and that covers anything from face masks, sanitizer, washing your hands, and we have sneeze guards to protect our staff from the voters. We do require 6 feet distance from the voter to our staff member. Once the voter is done, everything is sanitized. Our priority is vote at home, send it in the mail. But if it's still important to people, we want to give them that opportunity. We want to offer them a place where they can go and cast their ballot. We definitely have all the sanitizing tools, and we have been trained for workers, and we also encourage staff when they walk in as far as where our sanitation stations are at and what needs to happen, and for any reason, if we see that they're too close, we will let them know. Stylists will be used when checking in, and we're even sanitizing those. We have a stylist for the voter, and we have a stylist for the workers, and even those are being sanitized after every use. Every single one of our staff members has taken every course we can on sanitizing, on making people safe at the polls. We want them to be safe and comfortable.
For more information, visit cocovote.us.
Thank you, Rosa. So we have a call from Covita in Brentwood, and she's interested in the early voting process. What does it look like, and when are those votes counted?
I'll start with that answer. Thank you, Jovita, for the question. So the vote by mail ballots that we receive here at our office, like Debbie said, we already have a high percentage of them back. They go through a process. First of all, we have to verify signatures. We have to make sure that the envelope that we receive is for the right election. You know, sometimes people hold on to envelopes from previous elections. We verify signatures. Once we're done with that process, we start, opening the ballots, getting them ready for scanning. And the scanning can happen starting right now, but we do not tabulate the votes until Election Day. So that's something really important to remember. Tabulation happens on Election Day, and the first results that you see shortly after 8 p.m. when the polls close are the vote by mail results. From that, all the other ballots that were voted at the polls or ballots that were turned in at the polling place or at the boxes get picked up, taken to our depots, and then brought back into our office on that night. So there's a lot of work that is post-election work, to make sure that we verify signatures, et cetera, and make sure that we have an audit also of internal audit of the results, to make sure that the scanners and all the tabulators work properly. So it's part of a big, big process, and it takes weeks after Election Day still to complete. It's what we refer to internally here as the election canvas. Thank you, Jovita.
Thanks, Erin. So we've had another question about what happens to my ballot after I vote. So we've got a video that we can queue up. It's video number 7 for that.
So in Contra Costa County, when you drop a ballot in one of our drop boxes, it takes a secure trip. They're picked up by 2 deputized employees every day and brought to our facility where they're logged in and then put through a sorter that picks up the name of the voter, and then we take that name and they're checked against our voter registration rolls for validity, and all valid ballots then go into our processing ready to count. We want to assure our voters that our ballot boxes are the safest way to return their ballots to us, particularly if they have concerns about the postal system, because the ballots go directly from the voter to our staff. We want to encourage Contra Costa voters to use our drop boxes. There are 37 that are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 5 additional ones that are available during office hours because they're located in secure offices. The location of all of them are in our voter information guide and on our website. Some of our executive staff toured the Oakland main postal facility and had an opportunity to view the process and how the plant operates. Some of their management staff took us on a tour. It was very informative and really reassured us that they are paying a lot of attention to election mail. They've trained their staff for the last 30 days, and special tags get put on it. It keeps kept separate, and as it enters the mail stream, they make sure that it gets top priority. As an elections official, and with what I've seen with the postal operations, I think you can have confidence that your ballot is taking a secure trip to make it from your hands to ours. I know my vote counts, and yours will too.
For more information, visit cocovote.us.
So we've received another call. This one had to do about interested in information about our early voting, which we've been doing here in Martinez since October 5th. So I'm asking Rosa if she could give us some information about the early voting process.
Hello, everyone. I'm here to talk to you about our regional early voting sites. As well as we discussed earlier, we're going to have 17 throughout the county. We have one open that is an extension from our office, and it is at Cornerstone Baptist Church. It's kind of across the street from our office in Martinez at 414 Escobar Street. And we have been there for 3 weeks now. Over 400 people have actually come in and voted there. So the process has been very, very fun. And a lot of people just come in and drop off their ballot and take off a sticker, or a lot of people, like I said, over 400 people have come in to vote. And today we started the training for the people that are going to be staffing the other 16 rev sites that are going to be out there in the county. Thank you.
Thanks, Rosa. So REV sites stands for Regional Early Voting Sites. So I think we have one more video that we'd like to show, which is Your Vote Counts. Number 18, please.
The big day is coming. We've been planning for this election for over 2 years. If you vote by mail or vote early, you won't be faced with the potential of lines at polling places. By voting early, you know your vote will be in. It allows our office to start processing those ballots ahead of time. They'll be included in the initial count on election night. Contra Costa has made it very easy to get out and vote early. We're mailing every voter a ballot. We have multiple locations to drop it off, 37, 24 hours a day. Besides the drop boxes, we have early voting sites that they can be dropped off for the 4 days before the election. And then you can always drop it in one of the hundreds and hundreds of postal boxes to reach us. I voted stickers make such a difference on election day. Whether you vote your ballot before the election and vote by mail, or you come into one of our in-person voting locations, the vote by mail sticker is one of the reasons people go to in-person locations. When you get it, people are so proud. They wear it to work, they wear it to school. You could share that moment with your children, and you know you made a difference.
For more information, visit cocovote.us.
Hi, back again. So I hope these are informational videos. We have all of them available in Spanish as well, and with Chinese subtitles. So they're all available on our YouTube channel, and we are happy to have people be able to use this resource. So we did have another question about when will we know the results of the election? And we begin reporting official results right at 8 o'clock. That will be all of the vote by mail ballots we've been able to tally up to election day. It's going to be one of the largest numbers we've ever been able to report on election day. And then after about 9 o'clock, we'll start reporting results every half hour. On election day, those are all semi-official results. And starting the next day, then we begin the official canvass and we count every ballot that wasn't counted on election day. So we have 28 days to certify our final election count. We hope, because we got so many ballots in early, we'll be able to wrap that up earlier than in the past. So we have one more video that we'd like to show you, which is what happens on election day. So that's video number 4.
Election day is Tuesday, November 3rd. First, make sure you're registered to vote by going to www.registertovote.ca.gov. You can vote early in person on October 30th, 31st, or November 2nd. Face masks are required. Or you can mail your ballot before November 3rd. Just find a ballot drop-off box at one of 34 locations throughout Contra Costa County. To find one, go to cocovote.us/drop-boxes. Then you can track your ballot by signing up at where'smyballot.sos.ca.gov and receive email, text messages, or voice call notifications about your ballot. Vote. It's the American thing to do.
So that was a really good video also about election day, but we have a different one we'd like to show you as well. So if we could cue up the other number 4.
A lot happens on election day. It's kind of the focus of most of our work. It's really not the most important part of the election process. We tend to focus on that day itself because that's when we release results. It's when people go to the polls and do that historical, I'm here in person, I'm here to vote. But fewer and fewer voters in our county vote that way anymore. Most of our work is behind the scenes, both before Election Day and after Election Day. We start processing ballots about 30 days prior to the election. And that's what we're doing right here, is our vote by mail ballots are coming in through drop boxes and through the mail, and they're being processed and staged so we can count them and report them on election night. The day after the election, it spikes. So we're busier after the election than what we are before the election because of all the timelines to make sure everything's counted and audited and everything's put in its place. So before we certify the election, we know it's accurate and the vote results are complete. We mailed out 700,000 ballots for this election. We expect 600,000 of them to come back in. Each one individually needs to be run through a scanning machine, a picture of the signature captured. The signature on that envelope needs to be compared to the voter signature in the voter registration.
Okay, well, we got cut a little bit short on that because we need to jump over to our YouTube channel. So this time we're going to end our live broadcast on CCTV. However, the show is continuing and we will continue to answer your election questions on the Contra Costa Television YouTube channel. You can see more of the show by going there. Thank you so much for watching this part of our broadcast. Hey, thanks for staying with us. So if you're just joining us now, I want to welcome you. My name is Debbie Cooper, and I'm the clerk recorder for Contra Costa County. Tonight, we're hosting a live forum for the first time to answer questions you might have about the upcoming November 3rd election. We want to make voting this election as easy and secure as possible. And we want to make sure your ballot is counted and your voice is heard. So my team here tonight includes Val Hanfield, our Deputy County Clerk Recorder, Aaron Middes, our Outreach Coordinator, Rosa Mena, Election Processing Supervisor, Karen Tedford, our Civic Outreach and Engagement Assistant, David Green, our Adult Services Specialist from the Contra Costa Library. We are producing this as part of a grant received from the Center for Tech and Civic Life. So if you have any questions, I hope they're being posted on the YouTube. Okay, so we have some other questions that have been submitted to us, and one of them had to do about concerns with election security and a voter that worries that their ballot will be counted correctly. And we just want Contra Costa voters to know they can be confident that their ballots will be collected and counted with a high level of security and accuracy. We have many security features in place for outgoing ballots and incoming completed ballots. We check every single signature of every single ballot to assure that the right person signed it and voted that ballot. So I'm wondering if, Aaron, if you could give us a little information about voters who have members in their household that don't speak English.
Sure, thank you. Be happy to do that. So we have a number of staff in our office who are available to answer calls in various languages. I have my colleague here, Rosa, here too, who's here tonight. And basically, anyone who needs assistance of any kind, the law allows for the voter to bring up to 2 people with them to the polling place and into the voting booth itself, as long as the persons accompanying them are not either their employer or their union representative. That's what the law says. But because there's a number of reasons why people may need translation, even though our ballots are in Spanish, our official ballots in Spanish, in English, and in Chinese, sometimes people have a little bit of hesitation. They might not feel, maybe their first time voting, may not feel so comfortable, so they can bring someone to assist them. We also have voting equipment available at every in-person voting location that would assist a person with translation in various languages. But to be sure that your language is covered or that you're ready, you can call our office to just make sure, and you're able to bring up 2 people, like I said, to be able to assist you at the in-person voting locations.
Nice. So have we received any YouTube questions? Well, how about, since this is a different group of people from our CCTV, Aaron, would you mind doing a little demonstration of the elections website again?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Let me share my screen here. So for the most reliable, up-to-date official information for voting in Contra Costa County, I want to direct you to our website, which is cocovote.us. When you go to it, you're able to see if you go to our homepage, it takes you to our voter statistics. So as Debbie mentioned, here's how many registered voters we have. There's a number of resources here. We're going to click here on the November 3rd election, and it's laid out very nice where you can see the locations for our regional early voting sites. We have 17 of them in Contra Costa County. These are locations that are going to be open prior to Election Day, and they're going to be open on Friday, October 30th, Saturday, October 31st, and Monday, November 1st. These are locations where a person can get assistance. They're basically an extension of our office. So if a person needed to vote in person, turn in their ballot, they can do that. If they want to register and vote, they can do that as well. If they miss the deadline to register to vote, this is the only way. You have to register in person, and we're facilitating this by offering these locations that are a little closer to home instead of having to come to our office, which is in Martinez. But the one main point that I want to make is that if a person needs to register in person, they have to be able to register and vote in the same transaction. So you will need you have to know your California ID number or the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. Those are very important pieces of information that you need. So from this site, I'll go to, it takes you to where the official 37 official drop-off boxes are in the county. It also, you're able to see them by city. It also takes you to the list of polling places that are available in Contra Costa County. And to find your polling place, if you wanted to find your polling place, you can click on this button that says My Voting Information, which is also on the homepage. When you click on that, it takes you to the screen where you could look yourself up by first name, last name, and your date of birth. Make sure that you enter all the date of birth complete. You can also search by address, and I'll just do a quick demo here with an address. This is especially important and helpful for someone who may have not registered to vote yet. They pull up their address, they're able to search what their polling place will be, and also what is going to be on their ballot. So this is what we refer to as a sample ballot online. You can actually see the contest in the order that they're going to appear for that particular precinct and the instructions. So this is a way how you can prepare and see what's on your ballot. From here, I'll go to the page again. And like I said, this is where the official drop-off boxes are. You can also see where the other resources are. So additional resources, all our voting equipment at the in-person locations is programmed to be able to read the ballot for a person, whether they need it because of an accessibility issue, meaning like a disability or perhaps a limited English proficiency. It can read the ballot to you in various languages. So the language tools box here is the languages that are available on the ballot marking device. Those are like tablets at the polling place, and they are in Korean, Tagalog, and Vietnamese. And if someone needed additional assistance in other languages, we have what we call a ballot translation guide. And those are in Hindi, Laotian, Nepali, Punjabi, Tamil, and Telugu. So an example of it would be they're basically using this guide as a reference to be able to compare it to their ballot and be able to fill it out. So I'll go through here quickly down to scroll to show you what it looks like. So basically it looks like the ballot. It's a guide, and these are available at every in-person voting location. So you see the name of the contest and the rules for it. So it says president and vice president, vote for one party. So then you have the instructions there in that particular language. And you go down your ballot and you're able to guide yourself if that is something that you need. So these are very helpful, and these are available at every in-person location. And of course, you can download them here as well from our website. So they're really easy and simple to use. So I hope this is helpful, and just check it out. This is where all the official information is for Contra Costa County, cocovote.us.
Great, thanks, Erin. So we have had some questions about election security and worrying that their ballot may not be counted accurately. So we have a couple of videos to show you. The first one's about our accuracy tests with Sarah, and then we have a follow-up one with Travis. So could we cue video 1 and then 2?
Today, right now, you are in the tally room of the Contra Costa Clerk Recorder Elections Office. What you're seeing in this building here is our public logic and accuracy testing of our central counting voting equipment. So the machines that you see behind me here are the equipment that is used to count the vote by mail ballots that are sent in by voters to Contra Costa County. We've been testing this equipment and all voting equipment that'll be used in this election over the last several weeks. Today is our public demonstration of the accuracy of this equipment. We want the voters to have confidence that their ballots will be accurately counted, and we do this demonstration to show voters that they can have that confidence in our election equipment here. This voting equipment we first put into operation in 2018. We've been able to expand our fleet as we gear up for the 2020 election cycle here. And the logic and accuracy testing that's here today helps make sure that all of this equipment is ready to go as we start counting live ballots for this 2020 election. We hope that this demonstration today has given you the confidence that your ballot will be accurately counted here by the Contra Costa Elections Office. And if you haven't voted yet, we hope you get out there and vote.
If you missed the voting registration deadline, or if you're new to Contra Costa County and you're not registered to vote, please show up at one of our early voting sites or your polling place on election day. You fill out an envelope like this and you will be registered and you will be able to vote that same day.
Hi, now we're going to play the second video about equipment accuracy. Could you cue video number 2, please? Okay, another one of our pieces of equipment that's new this year is our electronic poll books. And we have a video about that, which is number 24.
Hello, I am introducing to you our new electronic poll books. These are the poll books that we're going to be using at the polling places on election day and our early voting sites. And this device replaces our paper rosters at the polling places. This device gives us your information as a registered voter and the type of ballot we will issue to you when you come in to vote.
So the poll pad, we're really excited about these poll pads. This is the first time we've been able to use them. They're one of our primary security features this year because we have them out at all of our polling locations, including our early voting sites and our office, and they talk to each other. They're all connected in real time. So if someone is going to try to vote more than one time and they go to one polling place and vote and then go to another one when they come into the facility to check in, we're going to see that they already voted or if they've already returned to vote by mail ballot, and they will not be allowed to vote. So we're very happy about these. It was a really good addition to our security measures, and we're really happy that voters are going to be able to use them. So today is 7 days before the election. Starting tomorrow, we won't be able to mail out any more ballots. So we're really asking voters to vote the ballot that we sent them. If you don't have your ballot, you can still come to one of our early voting sites. We're asking that voters do vote early. We're trying very hard to keep people far apart because of the COVID. And by voting early over multiple days, we can keep people further apart. We will, however, still have 150 locations on election day. We kind of hope everybody votes and doesn't come. But if you do need a personal service, please come to one of the early voting sites. one of the regular polling places. You can register and vote up to Election Day. And please do your part. Vote. Thanks. So we want to thank everyone for tuning in to this election Q&A special. We hope you learn more about the democratic process. We've given you an insight into some of the things that we do, and we hope that you have now the knowledge and confidence to vote and be counted in the upcoming November 3rd election. And if you want to find out more, please visit our website or call our office. Our website is cocovote, COCOVOTE.us. Please get out and vote. Thanks a lot. So we want to watch one more video. How about your vote counts? Number 18.
The big day is coming. We've been planning for this election for over 2 years. If you vote by mail or vote early, you won't be faced with the potential of lines at polling places. By voting early, you know your vote will be in. It allows our office to start processing those ballots ahead of time. They'll be included in the initial count on election night. Contra Costa has made it very easy to get out and vote early. We're mailing every voter a ballot. We have multiple locations to drop it off, 37, 24 hours a day. Besides the drop boxes, we have early voting sites that they can be dropped off for the 4 days before the election. And then you can always drop it in one of the hundreds and hundreds of postal boxes to reach us. I voted stickers make such a difference on election day. Whether you vote your ballot before the election and vote by mail, or you come into one of our in-person voting locations, the vote by mail sticker is one of the reasons people go to in-person locations. When you get it, people are so proud. They wear it to work, they wear it to school. You could share that moment with your children, and you know you made a difference.
For more information, visit cocovote.us.
Okay, so now we're going to play a video about your voting options, number 17.
People have options in Contra Costa County. There are three main options. One is they can vote by mail. Everybody in Contra Costa County received a vote by mail ballot this year, and they can vote that by mail and put it in the post office drop box, put it in their neighborhood box. They can also drop it in one of our 37 drop boxes located in community centers around the county. The third option is they can do it in person. They can drop it off in person, or they can vote in person at one of our either 17 regional voting sites that open 4 days before Election Day, or one of the polling places. In doing vote by mail, you can sit at home in the comfort of your home with your family, involve your kids in the process, and vote that ballot. You have your I voted sticker is right there on your ballot. You can wear it. You can talk to your kids about how you're so proud to have that sticker, and you may even want to save that sticker for Election Day and wear it to work or to school. But make it a family affair and explain to your kids why voting is important. In Contra Costa County, we encourage voters to vote by mail. Drop that ballot in your mail in a local post office box or at one of our drop boxes. Vote by mail, it's safe and secure, and vote early.
For more information, visit cocovote.us.
So we spent quite a bit of time doing some election forums with our candidates, along with CCTV and the library. And David, I was wondering if you could tell us something about the candidate videos and the process.
Sure. Yes, we've had a nice longstanding partnership with the League of Women Voters, the library, and CCTV to bring close races, or just any races, that are have multiple candidates in Contra Costa County to a forum. We have these forums. We normally have them live and broadcast on our Facebook Live page. And we also, I mean, this year we've been doing them through Zoom and through CCTV and just broadcasting them live. And we encourage the people of Contra Costa County to ask questions of the candidates and take part in the elections however we can through these videos. So a great partnership, and we really enjoy it.
Okay, looks like we have a question from the Lions Center for the visually impaired. They said they sent it in via chat, and I don't have access to it.
Meanwhile, I can show you from our website where are the videos that David was referring to. These are really good resources for the community. So I'm going to share my screen quickly here and show you. You go back to cocovote.us. That's our homepage. And if you click here, there's an election preview, November 3rd. These are some extra videos about the candidates. They are available by just clicking on them. It takes you to our YouTube channel, and it has a whole list of videos that were filmed here for voters to be able to see their candidates, local races, and these are the very, very good videos, to be able to see especially if you've never been introduced to the candidates. So that's a really good resource. And of course, just check out the other resources like the League of Women Voters website, just to find out more information as to how to prepare. So I hope this is helpful.
Thanks, Erin. So there's been some discussions about the U.S. Postal Service and potential issues. And I personally attended with some other election management staff, and we took a tour of the Oakland Postal Facility. It was very informative, and they showed us the security features they have and the time and trouble that they take to spend with election mail. We're given priority. They keep it separate from other mail when it's delivered, and they tag it, and they have special places where if something gets separated, it always gets put in one area, so they check it regularly to make sure things don't get misplaced. And because of the new law, you have an additional 17 days to return your ballot. So even if there was a slowdown somehow in the postal program, you have until November 20th, as long as it's postmarked on election day or before. So mail your ballot early. Did we find the question?
Okay, so I can go through it, and we work with the Alliance Center of the Visual Impaired as well as with other groups that serve people with disabilities. And so we take accessibility very seriously here when it comes to voting, both at the polls and making sure that the locations that we choose are easily identifiable for people, that they have, that they're on bus routes, that they meet accessibility guidelines, federal and state, and as much as possible. One of the things that we have available also for a person who may be visually impaired is, as I mentioned earlier, the equipment that we have at the polls. It's a tablet that a person can use. They can plug in their own headsets, or we have headsets there to be able to listen to the ballot be read to them. And this way, the voter can go through their ballot on their own, privately and independently, and be able to cast their vote and have their vote be private. Without this type of equipment, a voter would have had to have a person read it to them, and they share their choices for voting, and therefore their vote would not be private. So this is something that It's really helpful at all the in-person voting locations, as well as we have a program, a service called Remote Accessible Vote by Mail. And what that does, it allows a voter to be able to request their ballot to be emailed to them. It's just to mark it. They still have to return it in their envelope. They still have to print it and sign the envelope, all that, but it allows a person to use any adaptive features that they have on their own home computer to be able to mark their ballot. Again, this is about increasing accessibility and privacy and an ability for a person to cast their vote that way. So those are really good tools, and we work with a lot of these community groups to make sure that they know that these services are in place and that they can share with their consumers and field some of the questions. And since they're the experts in working with that community, they're able to try it and provide a very safe environment, to ask questions about how it works. And we're seeing a lot of people use it more and more.
Thanks, Erin. So we've had another question about polling places and lines at polling places. We want to assure voters that if they are in line at 8 o'clock, they will be allowed to vote, no matter how long it takes. And as a follow-up, the lines could seem very long. We call it the Trader Joe's effect. Because of COVID and our social distancing protocols, we're keeping people 6 feet apart as they stand in line. So a line that could be outside of a building and stretch, a distance down the sidewalk, it's going to move very fast. But if you're in line, don't be discouraged if it's a long line, because it's going to move fast, and we're going to get you able to vote safely and securely, before we close the polls. So did we have any further questions that came through? I don't know if there are videos. So we have videos of the pros and cons for the measures. It's available on the CCTV website, which I'm waiting for them to chat it in so I can give it to you. Or you can find it online on the CCTV webpage. Okay, and there it is. You see it on your screen. Videos for voters. Well, I just want to thank everyone for paying attention and participating and giving us your questions. And I hope we were able to answer them and give you some information that helps you as you vote or as you help family members vote. Please promote it. If you have someone who hasn't voted, we really want to get those numbers up and have a very high turnout. And we just want to assure you again that we've done everything we can to make this the safest and securest election possible. We have multiple features and equipment, and staff have been trained, and our poll workers and volunteers have been trained to do the best we can with your vote. Thank you.
And if you go to the polling place, be sure to say an extra thank you to the poll workers. They are, the face of the elections office on election day, and they are really putting, their best foot forward to be able to maintain the security and the integrity of the election. And they are essential, super essential people here for Contra Costa. So big kudos to our thousands of volunteers who are all going to be ready to man those polling places. And some of them have been doing them for decades. and we could not do that without them. So extra shout out and thank you to our wonderful volunteers.
Okay, well, I guess that wraps up this event, the first one ever. I want to thank all of you participants for all your expertise and answers on these interesting questions. And we'll see if we do it again. How did you see it? I couldn't even read it. It was like this big.